Many people dream of living a lavish life where they can just buy whatever they want and however they want. But most of them don't know the underlying consequences of them being a one-day millionaire. It's hard to get used to a lifestyle that you can't maintain, so what do you do now? Greetings, financial dynamos. Nova Society is your ultimate ally on the path to prosperity. If you haven't joined our elite community yet, take the plunge and subscribe. While many people are in their typical 9-to-5 jobs, they frequently encounter doubts about where their hard-earned income goes. They may observe a lack of changes in their way of life. Is it because their earnings are not enough? That's a potential factor, but it also hinges on whether they have the knowledge needed to handle their finances. A critical element in enhancing one's standard of living involves creating well-defined financial objectives that serve as a roadmap to maintaining fiscal discipline. If you've managed to set aside a minimum of $400 for unforeseen emergencies, you're already in a more favorable financial situation than a third of the American population, as per the Federal Reserve's findings. It's a commonly acknowledged fact that many people face challenges when it comes to effectively handling their finances, and responsible money management appears to be a lacking skill. It's essential to note that having a healthy financial outlook doesn't necessarily mean being incredibly wealthy or having a high income. Here are some key factors to remember about why many individuals find themselves struggling financially. They don't have clear financial goals. All your financial choices are rooted in your financial objectives, acting as the cornerstone for your financial decision-making. Without clear guidance, it becomes difficult to increase your earnings, reduce debts, or establish a harmonious work-life balance. Establishing financial goals creates a pathway for your future, allowing you to make choices that steer you toward achieving them. For instance, if you aim to eliminate or decrease all your debts within the next 3 years, this specific goal can serve as a roadmap to develop a strategy leading to success. Similarly, aspiring to double your income in the upcoming year motivates you to take action today to turn it into a reality. To avoid financial difficulties in the future, the initial step is to define precise financial objectives that outline your dream lifestyle and the time frame for achieving it. Whether it's saving $10,000, purchasing a new car right then and there, or buying a new home, these objectives provide a clear target for you continuously work hard for.
You got a dream, you got to protect it.
They don't prepare for emergencies. The fact that a third of the population lacks access to a mere $400 for unforeseen emergencies carries out a disturbing amount of problems in personal financial readiness. Unanticipated expenses are common and can crop up at any time, whether it's for things like car repairs or medical emergencies, and $400 might not be enough to address such situations. For instance, according to the American Automobile Association, AAA, the typical cost of a car repair falls in the range of $500 to $600, clearly surpassing the limited emergency fund available to many people. Failing to establish a sufficient amount of emergency funds can lead to dire consequences when confronted with unexpected financial challenges. Consider the scenario of sudden job loss or an urgent dental procedure not covered by insurance. Without a concrete financial safety net, people are left exposed and may find themselves in a critical financial situation. They don't budget. A major factor contributing to financial hardship for many people is their inability to establish a budget for themselves or their households. According to data from US Bank, only around 41% of Americans adhere to a budget. This issue arises because, without the practice of monitoring your income and expenditures, it becomes challenging to determine how funds are being allocated across your various spending categories. If you've ever received your paycheck, made a few purchases, and then found yourself with seemingly little or no money remaining, leaving you puzzled about where all your funds went, you'll appreciate the importance of budgeting. Although the concept of budgeting may sometimes seem like a tiring thing to do, often linked to the discomfort of tracking income and expenses on a spreadsheet, it is an empowering process, especially for those aiming to gain control over their financial situation. They don't think about the future. An explanation people often give for their less than ideal financial situation is their preference for spending money and enjoying the present, rather than saving for a distant retirement when they might not fully enjoy their wealth. Understandably, some people are hesitant to be excessively thrifty during their younger years, as it may not appear rational to sacrifice their youth for a potentially luxurious retirement. Nonetheless, striking the balance between planning for the future and savoring the current moment is crucial. It's vital to invest in your future while also making wise choices that enable you to enjoy your life, particularly in your youth. Most would say that achieving this balance entails making decisions that will be advantageous in the long run, while also allocating resources to experiences and activities that bring happiness and fulfillment to your life today. They have expensive habits. Excessive spending habits aren't exclusive to the wealthy, they also happen to average people living their average lives and working their 9-to-5 jobs. Many costly habits can greatly affect the financial progress of those facing financial challenges. Take smoking, for instance, as an example of such a habit, which often incurs higher costs than people may realize. Let's consider a smoker who consumes 1 pack of cigarettes daily, priced at approximately $7 per pack. This adds up to over $200 per month. While some smokers may argue that they can't allocate $200 each month for investments due to limited funds, their spending on smoking is honestly part of their financial resources. Another expensive habit is frequent dining out. This goes beyond the occasional meal outside. Some people make eating out a regular practice, even more frequent than dining at home.
Great Scott!
While spending $50 on a single meal may not appear as a huge expense by itself, for someone living paycheck to paycheck, consistently avoiding such expenses can genuinely impact their financial situation for the better. They have bad debt. Debt takes various forms, and not all debt has the same financial impact. Essentially, there are 2 main categories of debt. First, there's good debt, which involves borrowing money to invest in opportunities that can potentially generate more income. For instance, taking out a mortgage to purchase a rental property is a form of good debt, as it has the potential to yield rental income. On the other side, there's bad debt, which is the more commonly recognized type. Bad debt involves borrowing money to acquire assets that lose value over time. These assets are items like cars, clothing, vacations, and most purchases made using credit cards. When having bad debt, you not only accumulate interest costs instead of earning interest, but the items you purchase also decrease in value and typically have minimal resale value. Additionally, debt allows people to make purchases they can't afford and lack enough amount of money for it. For example, someone might finance a new car because they don't have enough cash to make a full payment up front. In this scenario, they end up paying interest to the lender, while the car rapidly loses value and the purchase exceeds their budget, leading to financial strain. As the saying goes, wealthy individuals earn interest, while less fortunate individuals pay it. This implies that wealthy individuals tend to utilize debt wisely, leveraging it for wealth-generating investments, whereas others may accumulate debt for assets that decrease in value and for unnecessary expenses, ultimately placing them in an unfavorable financial position. They spend money to impress people. As Dave Ramsey frequently highlights, many people tend to purchase unnecessary items using money they don't have, all to make an impression on people they may not even like. He says that there's hardly anything that can lead to financial disaster faster than the pursuit of trying to impress others. Despite how absurd it may sound, this type of mindset and behavior is quite prevalent in today's time. People make purchases with the sole intent of showcasing their wealth, aiming to elicit envy and admiration from others, convinced that projecting an image of success will earn them respect and acknowledgement. Nevertheless, the gratification derived from such purchases often proves fleeting, and the enduring consequences can be harmful. The financial setback resulting from this quest for fleeting gratification isn't justified by the brief impression it leaves on others. Participating in this silly contest to impress others through material things is ultimately a losing game and can have adverse effects on one's financial stability and future. They don't pay themselves first. In addition to making wise spending decisions, one of the most straightforward methods to improve your financial situation, often overlooked by those facing financial challenges, is the practice of paying yourself first. When you're working to enhance your financial well-being, it's crucial to realize that accumulating wealth solely through savings is close to impossible. Instead, it's essential to consistently put your money to work over an extended period. Dedicating a portion of each paycheck towards investments represents an effortless and painless way to automate your investing efforts. This approach minimizes the likelihood of missing the money, sparing you the need to constantly deliberate on whether to invest. If that money remains in your account, it might create a deceptive sense of abundance, tempting you to spend it on various items, many of which you may not even recall. When faced with the decision of whether to invest every week, you become more eager to skip investments altogether. Therefore, the primary reason why most individuals grapple with financial difficulties doesn't solely stem from making poor financial choices in isolated areas, but rather across multiple facets of their financial life. However, the encouraging news is that nearly everyone can improve their financial situation to a comfortable level with the right approach and commitment. Monitoring your expenses is one aspect, but establishing a financial objective is a separate matter. When you define precise financial targets, you give yourself something to anticipate, which helps in managing impulsive spending on non-essential items. Having a distinct vision of your future aspirations, like owning a home or a vehicle, serves as a constant reminder to curtail spending and increase savings. This means that you can still live your life the way you want, but always remember to strike the balance. If you want to learn more about personal finance and generational wealth building strategies, visit our channel and subscribe for more enlightening videos to increase your wealth.